let's get into game. It is going to be Leaf and Lawler calling the action, guys. Take it away.
Well, I'll be the outlier. I mean, we just saw Take 3 get warmed up and end up winning it. As I said, a lot of mistakes. But I mean, they had a lot going on. I mean, Zane Jackie was on offense, connecting with every pass that was sent his way. Espion, again, being one of the catalysts for that. And Vince all around. We saw how many saves he has. Like, that's a ridiculous save stat. And we know he can be strong on offense. And I think there might be a bigger fight than the desk thinks for Selfless.
See, I'm going to agree with them and not with you on this one. Simply
you never
because,
agree with me anyways.
Well, I try not to. Canadians, I just, you know. But last week, we saw that Take 3 had the least amount of shots in any single series with only 14, and a lot of it had to do because the other team's pressure. And last game, we know this team of Set Destroyed to not really do that. They like to play defense. So with a team with Miho, with how much Miho popped off last week and how good he was going, Take 3 might have some issues again.
Yeah, but I mean, the desk brought it up. Gibbs said Timmy doesn't get that practice throughout the entire week.
He made me a believer last week, man. I saw what he was doing on one day. It was nuts.
Well, we'll see if you're still a believer after this match. We have Take 3 versus Selfless. Game number 1 in this best of 5. Take 3 just coming off a win in their last match. Might not have been the best warm-up, but we know these guys have experience. We know that they can pace up when need to be. We'll see how strong Selfless comes off the bat. That's going to be a strong one. Look at that Dapper with the bar down off of a demo.
Timmy using all that energy he saved up from this weekend to put himself in on that one. Just waits patiently. Doesn't get the, I think he was going for a 50-50, but doesn't get it. Ends up getting the demo instead because that no ball possession bounces into the middle. And Dapper, one of the best when it comes to shooting accuracy.
Actually, Espion with a missed pass there. I think trying to get out to a teammate. He'll try to recuperate it here, though, as he drops down for a 50-50 off Miho. But Miho, seeing that ground pinch coming out, does stop it. Dapper, once again, creeping. That's a scary guy. You know he can score, as he just did on you. Espion, good touch there. That would have been rough had Miho had the chance to put that in the net. Hard clear from Vince. Approaching that first minute of gameplay, Vince is just kind of trying to throw one in from that midfield, but defense too strong from Selfless. Take 3 finding themselves against a much quicker opponent here. A lot of 50-50s. Look at that actual contest right now at that midline. Dapper to Miho, tries to get it, but not strong enough. That will leave Timmy by himself. No one in net. Vince, can he get a touch out? Oh, that's still in front of the net. Rough spot. Espion tried to get the read on Dapper, but he does manage to pull it away from the box.
Rough spot, just like you said. That rolling across the net needs to be cleared out. Luckily for them, not being punished for it too hard.
3.5 minutes left. Still unanswered from that first goal, but it went in pretty quickly. Lots of time left for Take 3 to be able to pull this one back. They just have to get control. Good back pass from Espion to Vince, as he keeps control of that. We've seen him a few times carry it down the field all by himself. That might be exactly what they need to be able to get something started up, but he's going to have someone there to help him out. Timmy and Dapper with a team pinch. Timmy to keep it connected. Miho with help there. Vince intercepting that back and forth. We'll pull it the other way, and as I said, having teammate to move down the field with. Zane Jackie once again connected with the pass, but good save.
Take 3 is definitely one of those teams that heats up as the series progresses, but they're coming in hot. That first series that they played really benefiting as this duo, this Espion to Zane Jackie, as well as even Vince getting involved, just one after another.
It's fast and it's scary, and the defense itself has to watch out, but as you said, it an open net, and Miho with a bounce shot to make sure the defender can't get to it, extend their lead.
Looks like Espion was trying to play that down a little bit further, but unfortunately it went too close to the defender. He wanted to play that high and near the wall, but because it came out a little bit, able to get pushed right back in.
Now we have that halfway mark. Take 3 down by 2 goals. Selfless coming off pretty strong at the beginning here. Dapper looking solid on the ground. Timmy and Miho moving fast to get those plays started up. They are getting met at midfield, though. There's Zane Jackie dropping that low. Vince is looking to get some chances, but talk about open nets. Espion finds one.
Yeah, very difficult. You saw this backboard clear off the wall. Trying to play that out. It goes directly in the middle and then played immediately back in. And then a huge mistake coming out from Miho on that wall.
2 minutes left now. We have a 1-goal difference. Take 3 looking to blow this one back. As long as he can find those chances like that, shouldn't be a problem. But I doubt that Selfless is going to give up too many more open nets. Rare to see that at this level. Timmy to the far side. There's Miho to connect. Keeps it low. Vince expecting it to go hard. Miho carries it himself in front. Zanejacky forced into the situation. Well placed on the wall to Espeon. As he carries it forward, a chance to put it in the net. I talked about open nets, and that was one. And Zanejacky
Oh my goodness.
finishes it off, getting up high above that ball.
Everybody on take 3 committed on this. Espeon with a pass. Vince, even though he misses, like, to have the confidence for Zanejacky to be that last man back to go for that shot, and then he puts it in front of the net. Like, it wasn't even a hard shot either, because a counterattack, they would have been in big trouble, but they tie it back up.
As you said, we're tied up with 1:50 left. Take 3, showing that they just needed a couple minutes to get paced up. Selfless was coming off strong here. We'll see if they can continue to do that in the final few minutes of this game. Miho by himself will get stopped by Espeon. Good awareness from him to be able to just get up and get in the way of that one. Hard clear from Vince. Can he follow it? He does. He gets a read. Almost off the wall there. He knew where it was going, but doesn't quite get the placement right.
Wow.
Miho! Did Espeon get tripped up on the net? I totally thought he would have a save.
Either way, that pass play downfield, one touch after another to bring it downfield and off that backboard.
Oh.
But as you said, Espeon on that post, just getting all caught up. He's supposed to make a jump towards the ball.
Body slams into the wall. You lose control.
You got to cut off that angle, man.
And unfortunately, he doesn't cut off the right angle, and that will be a goal for Selfless. As they put themselves back into the lead where they found them at the beginning of the match. Nice touch there from, I forget who that was. I think it was Dapper.
Oh, what a save from Timmy.
Oh my goodness, they're trying so hard. They thought they had that one for sure. And almost a good placement. Zanejacky playing pretty strong on offense right now, but the defense from Selfless is impressing even more. Oh my goodness!
What?
How does that happen?
What? What?
Dapper accidentally getting a goal here as he gets bumped by Zanejacky.
I mean, he had the right idea. Either way, his teammate probably would have swung in in hopes to get that, but he played that quickly off the wall and bouncing inside. But the follow-up, to have trust in his teammates behind him to come through for that and him take out the goalie, I don't think he expected to take out the goalie and then score it himself.
Well, I'm sure he wanted the demo, but not for it to transpire like that.
I mean, I'm sure he's okay with it. He got a goal.
I'm sure they are, as they're up 2 goals now. A nice cushion, but it's not that comfy as they have 37 seconds left and only 1 goal now.
Constant Rocket League pressure. You talk about up by 2 goals and then immediately up by 3. That's what this team, Take 3 really needed to get that. With only 37 seconds left, that 2-goal deficit, really good rebuttal and immediate response.
Up quick and look at, again, that placement on that was incredible. Being
Bar
able
down
to put it on the bar, that's so hard to save as a defender. The composure to be able to get a shot like that. Well done, Espeon, but they have to do it one more time in 30 seconds. As a good stop from Dapper. Look at, even on their way back, they have a plan, and this is what we saw last week. Always with a plan.
Well, you said it earlier when we were talking about Sizz going for that 50-50 on the way back and it pinched into his own net. You have to be aware of that angle as you're coming in, otherwise bad things can happen. Dapper knows exactly what he's doing on that contest.
Timmy just trying to buy themselves some time, and that's all he have to do, but we know Vince can carry. He does. There it is, a pop to Espeon. A shot, a goal, and we're tied up at 0 seconds left. Take 3.
What a game 1 of this series. Not over just yet, but you were calling it as it was happening. He's like, yeah, I know Vince can make this flick. Pops it up, and then Espeon. Espeon's one of those players that always kind of has issues with his self-confidence, and he is feeling alive right now.
Into overtime, a clutch 0-second goal between Vince and Espeon on offense. Honestly, all 3 of Take 3 are impressing me right now when it comes to the offense, but can they hold off that pressure from Selfless when they end up back on defense is the question here. This will be a chance now for Timmy, and I think Dapper to move up the field. A little bit off to the side there. Everyone missing, expecting each other's hits, but that's a chance now for Take 3. Vince with the long shot, 29 seconds into overtime. And I'm happy, because you're all going to be wrong.
It's not about that league, it's about good Rocket League. But poor Rocket League coming out at the end there from Selfless. They're trying to make something happen on offense, committed way too many. And Vince recognized the opportunity, just puts a big long clear on the far post and gets them game 1 in the series.
And there it is. They were down most of the game. They did have it tied up 2-2 at one point earlier in the match. Starting it off was Selfless in the lead. Eventually pulling themselves into a lead. 2 goals up they were.
Yeah.
But that bar down from Espion to keep the composure.
Within
to be able to put
seconds.
it on that.
Within seconds.
And then let's talk about that 0-second goal. I mean, Vince, we've seen him a lot, even in his other matches before, be able to carry the ball down the field by himself. And as I said it when it happened, there was the flick. Just up in the air enough for Espion to put a shot on net, and I don't think Selfless at all expected this play to transpire.
No, and it's the way that flick happens. Like, he has trust in Espion to go and take that shot, because even if Espion doesn't get that shot, he's got 2 defenders. There's Espion waiting for it, Vince is on the left, and then his other teammate Zinjak is on the right. If that bounces off in any way, that team is just in such a position to make like a play come from that. Like, they know what they're doing. It's just they have struggling issues sometimes with that pressure. There's sometimes where they just let teams take advantage of them, but that confidence isn't lacking in this game. They're ready to play.
Well, both teams are clearly ready to play. I mean, we had Take 3 was down to Selfless by most of that match, and to be able to come back from that, that's just a good mental state to be able to say, okay, we can still pull back 2 goals in this last minute and a half here. But, I mean, the speed and just honestly, my biggest thing, my favorite thing about Selfless right now is their ability to always be in the play. Even when they're coming back, Dapper knows that he can still do something for his teammates. He doesn't have to just strictly rotate back. And that could be scary for Take 3.
What's else going to be scary if Vince keeps putting shots like that on that?
Yeah, let's get an early goal. This is Take 3. Look at, they're already up 1 in the series. And a long shot that, just like we saw in that overtime there, a long shot from Vince to finish it off. Selfless has to watch out for that. That is 2 goals in a row that they left no one in net when they had someone shooting from the midfield. Rough start already for Selfless. As long as they can maybe get one back in this next minute, that'll feel nice. Who knows if they can, though, if they can't get 50-50s in their favor. Espion, the long shot again. Watching up for that was Dapper this time. And Take 3 is looking to probably capitalize on at least one more of those goals, unless Selfless can really recuperate their play here. Ooh, rough spot from Espion, but good mechanics out to Zane Jackie. These guys are working together right now. Vince, that last man back, sees that one on Miho, and now Espion getting involved on his rotation back, taking a page out of Selfless's book. Another long shot. I talked about it. Selfless, you can't be giving these up.
No, the way that they're playing this is they're just spreading out on the field and waiting for opportunities. Nothing feels forced coming out of this Take 3 squad. Like, they're being very patient with their plays and making sure that when they do take these opportunities, that it's not just being thrown away in possession. Too many times we see people try to force it. We saw Carpet and heard Carpet talking about it last game that he casted, where too many teams, like when they go in the midfield, they just hit it, get rid of possession, and then it completely throws away. It's that ping pong that we see. This circumstance, like every single opportunity, like they're passing to their teammates. Even if they're overcommitting a couple times together, it's paying off.
3 goals in a row across these 2 games from Vince now, all from the midfield. Selfless has to be thinking, what's going on here? They have 2 goals to answer, though. 3:45 left in game at number 2. Still lots of time to pull this one back. Selfless definitely not looking like they're about to roll over and give up quite yet. Still very strong players. Dapper opting for boost, seeing Timmy coming in. He sets that one high off the backboard for Miho, but he's a little bit back. Dapper, reading that 50-50 going in the favor of Vince, is able to keep it in, buying time for his teammates now. A pass to Timmy, but a demo. Vince stops out that attack. Good awareness of what was about to happen in their own end. And they're able to keep an attack from Selfless at bay. See if another win start up here. There was a cherry picker player, but it's stopped in the air by Vince. A long shot stopped by Timmy. It looks like they've learned. We'll see if they can turn it around now. Now that they're focused on that defense, can they put as much onto offense? With 3 minutes left, they're going to have to very soon.
Now for a team that we talk about, it
almost the fake working on Vince there.
Yeah, a little close on that one, a little scary for him, but able to pass it out to his teammate. But these pass plays, look at these infield pass plays coming out from these guys. Just maintaining possession, even if it's down the field. It just buys Vince time to do whatever he wants. And we've seen what Vince can do when he's got open field to shoot.
2.5 minutes left in game number 2. Take 3 took the first one. They're looking to take the second one and then hopefully live up to their name, but I'm sure Selfless isn't ready for that to happen yet. A soft touch there wasn't enough. Espion going to capitalize in a 3-goal lead for Take 3 now. Selfless has to change something.
Yeah, textbook play coming up from Take 3, just one touch after another, just putting shots on net. They're forcing the rotations of these guys back through, and even if the ball settles, it's just one man isn't there to clear it out, and it's causing problems. A lot of it has to do with Selfless trying to clear the ball downfield, but Take 3 isn't allowing them to. Like, as soon as the ball's met, okay, there is someone there. He's blending in. I was kind of worried.
I think they've learned their lesson. At least I hope they've learned their lesson at this point.
Leave someone back.
Exactly. Like Zane Jackie. Good touches. Every touch from Zane Jackie is great. And honestly, he was on offense a lot before, but his shots were a little bit off. But his accuracy and his passes, and I like to see the switch up they've made and allowing Espion and Vince to be on that attack a little bit more.
Right. A lot of it had to do, I think, with last week too. We talked about making adjustments and how important they are. Zane Jackie was kind of off last week. Both him and Espion, when they don't get involved early on, have really big problems. They need to gain that confidence with themselves early on. And they got that. You know, they started playing well. The fact that they were able to clutch that 5-4 in the first series really, really helps in their play, and it's showing.
Vince with another long shot, a little bit overcommitting there. Thankfully for Selfless, it was off target, but this one might not be Zane. Over to Espion. Can't make anything of that one. He'll try to contest on the wall. He does. Vince waiting patiently for something to come out of this. Off the wall he goes. A drop down to the far side. That'll be Zane Jackie moving in now. Oh, a pass right to the center. I don't think anyone was expecting that one, so there will be no one from Take 3 to attack, but with a minute left now, Selfless finding themselves in a very bad spot. 3 goals down, not going to be easy when Take 3 is playing like this, especially when they're in your end this entire time.
No, like anything these guys try to do, like another clear, yeah, it's across field, but immediately up is Vince to contest it. As soon as you see Dapper about to try to rotate, Zane Jackie or someone is there trying to get a shot, but anything they do, any clear they get, like Take 3 is shutting it down. Again.
Vince to Espion. Drops it down. All they have to do is hold off for 30 seconds. They know it. Oh, Dapper, that would have been beautiful. Tries to drop it down at the most ridiculous angle. But Vince turns it around quickly. Hopefully they can carry a bit of this offense that we're starting to see into the next game. But again, rough game for them. 9 seconds left. This is going to be a Take 3. Going to be taking game number 2 as they put themselves up 2-0 in the series against Selfless, looking to give themselves another win in league play.
Well, it's exactly like you said. Selfless needs to do something to wake up because it is not working. And a lot of it has to do with just very telegraphed clears. Everything they do, as soon as they get the ball, they just hit it and it goes to midfield. And because of that, Take 3 is able to just easily rotate, and they wait for it and they put it right back in. Just the entire side of Take 3 is manhandling this team.
There are 10 shots to 9 or to 1 right now. That was wrong number. 10 to 1 right now. And Selfless was stuck. And I think a lot of it happened. They were just used to being able to be on offense, I think. Pushing up hard. But then they gave up goals and they're like, okay, we need to change this. We need to have someone back. But when you do that, you don't have as much offensive power. And they're stuck in their own end. And that's when Take 3 was able to capitalize. They're like, okay, now that you're caught in this weird, awkward spot, we're going to push in. We're going to get passes. And it's been incredible. I mean, Vince all over the field. Zane Jackie's starting to hang back a bit more, getting those passes. He's a critical support player right now for Espion and Vince. Being able to get the passes to his teammates so that they can move upfield and be able to get those plays started is critical for this team.
Yeah, it's Zane Jackie's taking the support role. It's something that we don't give credit enough to. A guy that, even though he's not getting the most points on the board, he's not getting all the touches, he's there to basically help fill in the rotation. You see these two guys up on offense, and they're working well together. The pass plays are coming together. But every once in a while, they need to go get back and get boost. They can't just be there forever. And because of that, that's when Zane Jackie moves up, he maintains the possession, and then he passes it back inside. And it's working out. Selfless needs to do that. They need to slow it down or speed it up, one or the other, because whatever they're doing right now isn't working.
I think a good counterattack, catching Take 3 off guard on the offense is probably what they're going to need. We'll see if they do that game number 3, though. Take 3 is up 2-0 in the series. Match point. This will give them a nice clean 3-0 if they can take it. But again, Selfless, very strong players. And I like the way they move on the field. Just need to get a couple goals. They want to be able to win this one. They have control now. If they can take control of this, this could be one shot on net. Not powerful enough. Vince will keep that away, but there's Timmy immediately at the midfield. A shot now, no one in net. And look at that pressure instantly. A goal 40 seconds in.
Some poor clears coming up from Take 3, but that's exactly what Selfless needs. They need to capitalize on these subtle mistakes. as Timmy comes through. We saw Timmy last week, popped off, was literally everywhere on the field, like 3 goals, like 6 assists, like something crazy. He was literally everywhere.
Now up a goal, Selfless, trying to turn this series around. They're in a rough spot right now. Only 2 goals. We'll set take 3 on a win. Take 3 noses. They have a lot of time, 4 minutes left. Espeon and Vince together. A miss from Espeon, a push back. That's going to be a rough spot. 2-on-1 situation. Zane Jackie, though, tries to put that to the side. That's not going to be the best touch he's ever gotten. And that will drop straight down to Dapper.
No, just like you said, Zane Jackie trying to clear that off the backboard. Hits it straight up, and because that puts Espeon in an awkward position. Just trying to jump and get in the way of it, but Dapper swings through and touches it inside. This is the confidence they needed. Up by 2, only 1 minute left in this match point for take 3.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky spot for take 3, but we've seen them be able to pull it back. The upper hand is in Selfless right now. They've had a chance to see what take 3 can deliver and make those changes during that break in between each game. And if they can take this one, it'll be up to take 3. Still a bad spot, though, for Selfless, as the upper hand will be for take 3. 3.5 minutes left. Trying to set up another attack, extending this lead. Selfless is going to have to bail on that play. Ooh, mistouch from Espeon. Gives it to Timmy, though. Timmy, very strong at midfield, making sure that pressure stays on, allowing his 2 teammates to set up plays. Dapper, 50-50 win. A flick over Vince. Timmy there with that pressure, but a miss. Miho creeping up. Scary spot. Zane Jackie has a chance here. He's already up for a pass. Way too far on that one, and they will have to back off back to midfield again.
Yeah, unfortunate for Zane. He got past everybody. It was just
Timmy, do it! Oh, just misses that one. Espeon, so clutch on the goal line there. Keeps it out and turns it around with a dribble of his own, but Flatgar loses control to the Octane that Miho was driving. And Dapper will try to set up another play, but a couple dribbles back and forth there, almost working for both teams.
Dapper needs to be careful as well. Just trying to maintain possession, but he takes a touch and gives away possession as that ball goes right in front of the net.
That was a rough spot there for Selfless. Zane Jackie could have got one in there had they not read that properly, but they did. Came out strong with their mechanics. Espeon trying to get the double tap. Zane Jackie a little bit too close to put that one in. Now Miho with a chance to counterattack. This is what I talked about. They have to take advantage of those attackers from take 3 pushing up hard, and they don't. They lose possession. Trying to get another one, but might be a little bit too late on that attack. They need to turn around quickly on those counterattacks.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, they're trying to mix it up a little bit. I'm glad to see a couple demos coming out as Dapper does it to him with that dribble.
Goodness.
What a play from Dapper.
Gotta say it.
Look at the way.
It was a dirty dangle.
So takes a trap, and we saw Turtle do this too last week, but traps it inside, plays it around, a quick touch back into the ball, flicks it over that last defender, and then just a shot on net past the third. Dapper showing that they aren't out just yet.
Yeah, and I love it to see Dapper's ground game. Super strong. The whole time he's been playing super strong. It's nice to have kind of that anchor on the ground that holds you guys there. You know you have a bit of power on the floor there, and now they're starting to run away with it. 4 goals up. Dapper setting the momentum forward, and Miho just trying to trail off of that one.
Yeah, just taking advantage of something we saw Vince doing to these guys earlier. Miho recognizing nobody back, and then the placement, crucial enough, on that bottom right corner. But it's a matter of if they can carry this through. Obviously, at this point, you know, it's almost out of hand for take 3 for this match, but still better yet, keep those rotations going or try to something to mix it up, because at this point, like,
yeah, I think at this point, take 3 might have this match lost.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's always whoever loses has the upper hand coming to the next one, because you've been able to see the play style, you've seen the changes they made game prior to that, and you're able to say, all right, how do we counteract that? But now take 3 will have the upper hand. They say, okay, Selfless has been able to adjust to the amount of pressure we put on their offense, or their defense, sorry, and make the changes they need. Selfless adapted, we can adapt. That's what teams at this level do.
Right. The only thing Selfless can really do now, obviously with them being up this lead, they're feeling confident, but they need to carry that through. I mean, too many times, like you say, you get the team that lost and they're able to bounce back because they are paying attention to that stuff. But that's where Selfless also can have a benefit. You know, if they slow it down and say, okay, what worked? Why were we able to beat them? Okay, this is what beat him initially, and then consider, okay, what are they doing on us that's going to change that? So if they're going to play faster, and a lot of it does come with faster play style.
Well, and that's why these breaks in between each match are super important because making those mid-game adaptations can be very, very difficult to be aware of what's happening, think about it, and then making that change on the fly. So having that break to reset, we talk about how important kickoffs are too. That's like a mini break, being able to reset at that midfield and start fresh again. And that's what we're going to have to do coming into game number 4 as Selfless takes a point in this series, making it a 2-1 against Take 3. 4-0, they kind of did it was a much different story. A shutout in that game, making sure Take 3 can't even get a goal. It feels like it builds up. Against Take 3, that's a hard thing too, is the mentality behind that. When you get 4 goals in a row, it feels like forever. It just feels like, even if you have 3 goals prior to that, them getting 4 in a row feels just so heavy. And that's hard to come back from. So as long as they can say, all right, we're starting fresh, clean slate. We're up in the series at match point. Don't get complacent, but we're at match point, and that's an important thing. We're at match point. We can take this, do what we did before.
And it actually looked like that towards the end of the game. It looked like Take 3 was playing extremely complacent. They were just laying off and like, all right, we got this. And that overzealousness or that overconfidence can really show. But that's kudos to Selfless. Like last game was, you said it was like 10 shots to 1. This game it was 12-2 in the opposite favor.
Quite a turnaround.
So it just goes to show like becoming complacent in this game like can totally kill you. It's glad to see that Selfless, like they asserted it. They came in with offense. They were contesting better. They got in the face of these guys, and they really controlled the pace. Now it's a matter of Take 3 can reverse that.
Well, I mean, at this level, it's a matter of push and shove. If you push to the point where these guys have to perform at their best, they have to think of everything. But the second you lay off, that best seems like such a bigger gap between these players. And that's exactly what just happened there. Selfless had that bit of pullback from Take 3 and just seemed like they were a much better team. They seemed much more solid. So as long as Take 3 doesn't give any of that pullback, that's a complacency in this match, I think we're going to have a much closer match. And again, as I said, Take 3 has the upper hand here to make those adjustments.
Yeah, I think it'll be Take 3 that wakes up in this one too. They realize, you know what, we're only 1 game away. Let's finish strong. But obviously Selfless not going to make it easy for them.
Ooh, demo there. It's Vince would have been able to put that one back in. It's going to force Zane Jackie off the wall. An air dribble. This could actually work if Espeon connects just a bit off. That very well could work. We talk about air dribbles being very easy to save. Not when you have 2 people coming at you. You don't know where that's going to go.
Yeah, difficult to read, but luckily for them, out of boost and coming off a little bit short. That's also the risk of air dribbles. You're committing so much to something that's so telegraphed that if it doesn't pay off, you can get really punished for it. But luckily for Take 3, their pressure is still showing.
Ooh, Vince just a little bit too far to the left. Wasn't able to finish off that shot. Espeon with a quick turnaround. Timmy there with a touch to Miho. A shot on net. We see some nice infield passing plays. You talked about it before, moving upfield for Selfless. Almost working out. They're just going to make sure they don't bunch up too much, as they might revert into what we saw in the first 2 games. Espeon with a flick. Dapper. Rough spot. Miho to help him out. Still a scary spot as Zane Jackie keeps the pressure on.
What a save!
In front of the net. So close to going in, but this is not done yet as Espeon tries to 50-50, and finally Selfless moving out.
You even see Miho trying to mix it up. He's going for demo plays. He's playing super aggressive right now, but still making sure to rotate back and help out with that defense. Too many times did we see those long clears from Vince.
A lot of good back and forth. I like to see it right now. Again, Take 3 making the adjustments they needed. Will it be enough? Because we're seeing a lot of pressure still from Selfless as they're connecting with their passes to each other. That went a little bit far, but Dapper does connect to Miho. Oh my goodness. How did he find that corner? Both those guys coming from ridiculous angles managed to find each other.
Selfless team waking up. Initially, they tried to go for a bump with Dapper. Didn't work out. They rotate back in, and Miho plays that off the top. But then that placement right in between 2 defenders in pretty much the only spot that he can place it with how light that touch was.
Now it's up to Take 3 to answer back. That could be one right here, a bit of a mistouch from the defense. Dapper does feather to get back to it. Scary spot. This guy knows how to 1v1. I mean, it's as I just said, he knows how to 1v1.
He's showing off right now. This 50-50 win for Dapper just stays grounded, and as that ball gets spiked back into him, it pops up, and then he stays patient yet again to get the easy breakaway goal.
I think that's something that Take 3 forgot about. Dapper has been the grounded player for Selfless throughout this entire series. Even when they were losing their matches, you could see that Dapper was that grounded player, and it worked a lot for them to be able to keep that ball slow, keep it low, and he's showing right there why it works.
Oh, that's too committed. Can they get this to work?
Zane Jackie intercepting does kill off the play, but he has a teammate there. Espeon puts it a little bit too far forward. I talked about Zane Jackie making good passes before, but that one a little bit too far off for Espeon to reach. He tries again, misses Zane Jackie. Once again back, does find Espeon this time. Oh, but Espeon misses that touch, trying to get that little pop to get an air dribble.
Yeah, looks like they're trying to get a little bit more creative as Vince is coming through as well. Both teams going for demo plays, trying to just stop rotations from coming through.
Well, I mean, you have to get more creative at this point. I mean, look at what Dapper just did to you. Your mind is starting to freak out.
That's good. I mean, if your mind going to mush, that makes mind games not worth it, I guess, because there's no mind to game. Is that how that works?
You know what? I'll give you the logic on that one. That works out.
Thank you.
With 2 minutes left and 2 goals down, Take 3 looking to give away another point. I mean, still enough time, but not the way Selfless is playing right now. Best of 5, so we can see another game as long as Selfless can win this one. That'd be a reverse sweep, as Take 3 did take the first 2 games against Selfless. They came up pretty strong in opposite to what everyone else's predictions were. Zane Jackie has to keep control by time. Mio looking for a demo, just even getting a box. Wasn't quite enough. Zane Jackie the pop. Espeon up quick. Vince boosted up. This is a scary spot for Selfless now. We know he can do some damage, although he's not able to find a teammate. Ooh, Zane at least gets a touch, allowing Vince some time there. A demo is going to make Take 3 forced into their own end a little bit too long there.
Take 3 just looks flustered. There is something going on with this team to where they're not able to. Can Mio get it?
Mio!
Oh, what a play from Mio!
The double tap off the backboard. The follow-up. Look at the confidence in his touch here. He knew he was getting this.
Not only that, but he had some flair with that air roll to make sure that shot is perfect. Following that up, and that all came from the aggression in that corner. You see Demos trying to come out, just getting in the face of this team, and they are just controlling. This momentum has swapped yet again.
Selfless is awake. They are ready to go, and they're looking for a Game 5 with a minute left. They extend the lead to 3 goals against Take 3. And this is looking rough for Take 3. They had the upper hand to take advantage into this Game 4, and they haven't done so. They looked a little bit stronger, but it's still going downhill for them. What will Game 5 spell? Might be rough for Take 3. Selfless looking to get maybe even another one, almost conceding a goal there. Comeback still possible for Take 3, but not, as I said before, with the way that Selfless is playing right now.
No, with 20 seconds left, you have to give this one to Selfless, just controlling this field all over. And even the times that they do give away possession, they're getting in the face. We saw Dapper really comfortable with contesting as he's moving backwards. You can see that's going to help for next game.
That was a solid shot from Vince. Just gets upside down enough to put it to the short side, as Zane Jackie connecting with a pass. And honestly, that's the biggest thing for me, is some of these touches in the last 2 games, the 2 games that they've now given up, have been a couple of missed touches from Zane Jackie. He's still there and present. He's not out of the plays, but they have been going a little bit off target. A pass forward to Espeon was a little too far out of his reach. That touch back as he jumped up for it went into his own end. And I think that's a bit of the issue right now, a small piece that's missing for the Take 3 puzzle.
Agreed. When they're all firing on cylinder, or all cylinders are firing for that squad, it's scary. We saw what they were capable of doing. They showed it in the first 2 games for these guys. But Selfless has woken up, like you said. Like, the shots much equal, much more equal. Much equal.
Many wow.
Yep. Can't argue that.
I
done goof, man.
Selfless takes it against Take 3, 3-1. They did get a goal. It wasn't the 4-0 shutout that we saw from the match before. But that was a chance for Take 3 again, still to take it. Now Selfless looking at a reverse sweep, and they're still looking strong. I mean, a lot of their touches, Dapper with 2 incredible plays, both of those on the ground, just destroying the defense and the minds of Take 3. And they're going to need a quick breather in this one to go into the next one with a fresh mind and say, guys, we still have this. It's still it's match point for Selfless, but it's still match point for us. Well, and, right? So it's really tough. I mean, all these players, I mean, Miho, we talked about Timmy last week, but Miho is coming out strong today. Dapper with those ground plays. Every single one of these guys is showing up today.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the way that these guys are playing. So they do generally prefer to be very offensive heavy and very, very quick in their play style. And then you see Dapper starting to slow it down. He starts to go for dribbles. He's going for fakes. And that then opens up a huge array of opportunities, because then you see this fast play style then come in to complement it. And then Miho's just going to take a mechanical play. Like, he still has to give himself the opportunity to play that off the wall and follow it up without anybody contesting on that back wall. Because we've seen that before. Too many teams now, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, know that's going to happen. That backboard's going to be an issue. So what do? They stick someone up? No one up there to contest Miho.
Maybe that's the next level of meta, the next evolution. We always have it blocked, so no one's going to shoot there. Now we don't need to block it anymore. No.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe we'll see that.
I mean,
but
it's like a wasted effort, but
right now, that's not what you want to be doing. We have match point. This is game number 5, Take-3 versus Selfless. This is going the distance. Take-3 was up 2-0 in the series, and now Selfless pulling it back. Might find themselves with a reverse sweep, keeping that perfect record. Dapper's on the ground. That's not a good spot, but Zanejackie intercepting quick. He knows what Dapper can do. Twee stops that one quickly, says, no. None of that. As long as Zanejackie can keep his touches smart this game, I honestly think Take-3 is going to give Selfless a run for their money. Zane off the wall, a slow air dribble, knows he doesn't have to force it, but Miho knows that he does if he wants to keep that play alive for his teammates. A bump there on Vince, almost sets him in the right spot though. Miho, so quick right now. Super happy off his double tap from the last one. You can see it in his play style. Feeling confident. Over a minute past, 0 goals so far. Dapper trying to get the read. That would have been a bad spot for Take-3 as that could have gone in. Fortunately for them, it missed, but he gets the read on that one. Just talked about that missed read before. He wasn't happy about it. Gets this one. Beautiful read from Dapper.
Oh, and that touch off of Timmy as well. As soon as that ball lands, he pops it into that corner. Unfortunately for Take-3, though, that clear, who's waiting up on the wall already, just doesn't play it downfield. And because it hits that kind of edge, it pops perfectly back inside. And Dapper has a wide open goal. It's like we talked about how no one was on that backboard. No one was in net because they expected someone. Oh, what a response from Vince!
You're right, what a response. Vince with the retaliation pulls this one back within 10 seconds as just a misplay from Miho and Timmy.
Yeah, as we were stating, it's that kind of why put effort into something that we don't expect is going to happen. Like, you don't want to just allocate resources to something, and that's how the goal went in. Like, they have expectations and trust in their teammates to make those clears, and because of that, no one's in net. Capitalizing on making their own opportunities is Selfless to keep them in.
Smart from Zanejackie to back off though, but Dapper did get one on Vince. That's going to open up a little bit of a spot on the defensive Take-3. Selfless wasn't able to capitalize. All 3 circling in. Even though they do that, they're still meant to win the 50-50s. In all honesty, you can commit everyone as long as you're going to win those 50-50s. When you commit everyone and miss those, you end up with an open net. I think that's what we saw in those first couple games. Now they're starting to play those 50s right. Vince, though, air dribble towards the net, gets it bounced, but a little bit too wide. Couldn't get the control he wanted. Zanejackie trying to help him out. Espion up quick, but Timmy even quicker. Sends that down to the lone defender on Take-3, Vince, but he does just what he needs to. Sends that one flying back down the other way. Vince a flick to Espion. Can he get it? No. You ain't a flat car. The Octane doesn't get the flick that he maybe wanted to Espion. That could be up to Zane. Timmy quick again. Look how quickly he intercepts all of these plays from Take-3 as soon as that ball ends up in the air. And it's scary as Take-3 is like, okay, let's take it to the ground. No, Dapper's there.
Yeah, they've got to be careful, and it's glad to see that they're respecting it too, because we saw what was happening earlier. But it's more so these team pass plays from Take-3 that are getting countered by Selfless.
Needs to get those touches. Very rough spot. There could have been a scoring opportunity for Selfless. Again, another miss from Vince. Now still in a rough spot. Take-3 needs to break out of their own end and make sure they hit these. Is that a third whiff from Vince? Because he's not able to do anything with this.
What is happening? Nobody wanted to touch the ball, and then they decided they all wanted to, so someone got bumped. And what?
Vince had to go to the bathroom, so he let his little brother take the controller.
Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, probably. 3 whiffs in a row there. Vince is trying to connect with something. The play extremely slowed down right now as Take-3's been rough getting out of their own end. And Selfless knows they just need to take control of the ball on the ground, and slow play really works for that. So they don't mind the pace of change here, change of pace. Chance here, Espion with a bad flick.
Well, the issue with bringing that slow play too is that gives up boost control, which is something that this Take-3 team really likes to use. Oh, Zane, that was super close.
almost with that tap off the defender, but unfortunately for Take 3, it was not a connect. And now 2 pushed up in a weird spot, leaving Vince back. Timmy gets it over top. I talk about him in the air, always getting that first touch, and even the second one there on the follow-through. We're still tied up, though. Selfless looking really composed on the field. Take 3 somehow managing to hold off any of these attacks, as they have been struggling on their own end to break out. 30 seconds left, still tied up. Not anymore. Timmy, I just said he's always there first, and yet again he's there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Vince. When he cleared that ball up the wall, it didn't play and roll into the corner like he wanted it to. And because that it popped back out, it gave Timmy actually a little bit of help from that pass as it bounces out and it gets just pretty much put perfectly right in the middle.
All these little things adding up right now as we'll head into the last 20 seconds of gameplay in game at number 5. Selfless now sitting up in the series. Take 3 has one last chance now to be able to pull this one back, but like this, not like this. Dapper by himself tries to get the power shot. Bit of a miss. Espion also demoed. Dapper doing everything by himself. 4 seconds left. They just have to hold off against Take 3. If this ball touches, that will be Selfless with the reverse sweep, and Take 3 being done, but they can still tie it up. Miho back off the backboard. That's going to drop. And Selfless reverse sweeping Take 3. What a comeback.
After how many we had last week, I was afraid we weren't going to see a reverse sweep this week. But Selfless not letting us down, and unfortunate for Take 3 to go up by 2, be that close, and then the just momentum shift from Selfless, taking full control. And it just you even saw it a little bit at the end there, like they just looked like deflated almost.
Yeah.
To where Dapper was able to go and get a demo, rotate to mid, get a boost, and then come back in and get a touch before anybody else on that team.
Well, you're right. I mean, it looked really weird at the beginning. The first 2 games, hence why they won. All 3 players on Take 3 were together. You had Zane Jackie, you had Vince, all those guys on offense, and Espion, again, with a lot of shot. All of them together were getting the touches they need. The last few games, one of them was a little bit off. But every single person from Selfless looked really strong. And honestly, I think that's why they pulled through the win. Reverse sweep, though, love to see it here in a league play. But we got another match for you guys, and Waypunk's going to tell you about it.
Thanks so much, Leaf. Oh my goodness, we have had 3 reverse sweeps in league play in 3 days. 1 every single day of league play so far. What is happening here?
I'm not sure how Selfless bounced back after that game 1. They were up 2-0, then they were up 4-2, led up a 0-second goal to Take 3, and then Take 3 wins it on like the easiest overtime goal ever. Selfless, it took them a little while because game 2 was also pretty rough for them, but then all of a sudden, Dapper and Miho just turned it on pretty much throughout the entire series, like this dribble right here from Dapper.
I mean, all these reverse sweeps show both a mixture of being able to keep your head in the game, but also a little bit of inconsistency to be able to lose 2 games and then just turn it on and win 3 more in a row, or the other way around, to win the first 2 and then not even be able, especially because a lot of these were so close, not be able to take just 1 more game. You're that close. And the shots are close. I mean, 40 shots on the side of Take 3 to 36 shots on the side of Selfless, so no one really had that much more control than the other.
And you're talking about consistency, and last week, Selfless showed that. So far today, not so much during those first 2 games. You can't blow a 2-goal lead twice in the same exact game and let up a buzzer beater that honestly shouldn't have happened because they had the ball all the way deep in their corner with like 3 seconds left, and they just didn't get back on defense enough to have another person come up for the contest. Instead, while they retreated back, they had to go for the kind of shaky contest, and it's a lot easier to deal with that. But this is the Selfless that I want to see more of, where Dapper and Miho are the hard carries, and Timmy's kind of the support player, not doing as much, because you don't expect as much from him, because again, he's only playing 2 days of the week. Dapper and Miho played phenomenally. Miho's goal off the backboard was an amazing shot as well, and that's what Dapper and Miho bring, just the highlight reel chances for those solo goals as well.
Yeah, and early on, it definitely seemed like Selfless felt like they had to contest almost everything. There were some balls, I'm like, just let him hit it off your backboard, it's fine. Just let them do it, and like someone would just do this weird kind of backwards aerial to try and save it, and then they put themselves way out of place. No more boost, and I think that's what resulted in those first 2 losses.
One of the most fascinating things to me is the trend of just how tight the competition is here in North America. So many games being decided by 1 goal. Even in situations where you have a 3-goal lead or a 2-goal lead, they're bouncing back, going to overtime, where it's always 1 goal. The other big thing is it has been kind of the 2-1 scoreline we've seen over and over again. We finally have a very offensive game here in game number 1. That's the game where they went to 9 goals total. That was the most offensive game we've had so far in North America Season 3.
And Selfless now 3-0. That's huge for them. They want to keep these wins going because they want to compete for that number 2 seed. Because right now it seems like it's a 3-team race with Selfless, and they're playing this week while the other 2 are sitting on their couches. So if they can get a decent lead, a 4-0 would be huge for them.
We'll see if they're able to get it here as we're going to go to break. But when we come back, the undefeated Selfless will be taking on the Canadian squad of Denial. These guys are going to be looking to improve their rosters or improve their score lines on both sides here. See if they can do it when we come back.